Imagine waking up to headlines linking powerful businessmen, high-profile politicians, secret meetings in luxury estates, and multi-million rand state contracts. Add to that attempted murder charges, claims of money laundering, and accusations of tender fraud, and suddenly the story sounds less like fiction and more like a reality unfolding in South Africa right now. The revelations around Vusimuzi, Matlala, businessman Morgan Maumela, and former Police Minister Bheki Cele have shocked many, raising urgent questions about corruption, political influence, and whether justice will prevail. Reports suggest that Morgan Maumela confessed to assisting Matlala to stay in his Durban apartment in order to meet with Cele. If true, this shines a spotlight on the connections between businessmen flagged in hospital tenders and politicians who should be safeguarding the public purse. It is not just about one man staying in another's house. It is about access, influence, and the troubling overlap between politics, policing, and procurement. To understand why this matters, we need to look back. Vusimuzi, Matlala has become a household name for his involvement in government tenders, particularly in health and security contracts. His dealings were flagged by whistleblowers, including the late Babita Deokaran, who raised concerns about irregular payments and suspicious suppliers at Tembisa Hospital before she was assassinated. These allegations pointed to a deep rot in the tender system. Alongside Matlala's name, another figure kept appearing, Morgan Maumela, linked to tenders at Tembisa Hospital and accused of using shell companies to win lucrative contracts. Then came reports that former Police Minister Bheki Cele was tied to meetings with Matlala in KwaZulu-Natal, allegedly arranged through Maumela. At the center of this is the claim that Maumela admitted to helping Matlala stay at his apartment so he could meet Cele. Investigations suggest a secret meeting may have taken place at a villa in Zimbabwe Estate, a property linked to Maumela. WhatsApp messages reportedly show Maumela sending access codes to Matlala, who then forwarded them to Cele. The timing is suspicious, because this alleged meeting happened just weeks before a R360 million health services contract awarded to Matlala's company was cancelled. This raises the question, why would a businessman under scrutiny meet with a senior political figure right before his contract was axed? And why was the meeting hidden away in a private estate instead of taking place openly, if there was nothing to hide? The picture becomes darker when considering Matlala's legal troubles. He has been charged with attempted murder of his ex-girlfriend, actress Tebogo Thobjane, conspiracy to commit murder, and money laundering. The state argues that he is a flight risk, that he has failed to disclose assets, and that he has even used alternate identities and multiple border crossings to avoid detection. Reports claim he may have offshore assets, though Matlala strongly denies this, insisting he owns no jet, no yacht in Mauritius, and no foreign mansions. He says he is the target of a smear campaign. Yet the state continues to present evidence suggesting otherwise, pushing back against his claims during his bail hearings. The bigger issue here is not just Matlala's criminal charges. It is the network of influence around him. If he was able to meet with a former police minister through Maumela's assistance, then this story becomes more than a case of one man accused of crimes. It becomes a story about how powerful networks operate in South Africa, where businessmen flagged in hospital tenders worth hundreds of millions can access political leaders behind closed doors. For ordinary South Africans, this raises painful questions. How many lives were impacted by corrupt hospital tenders? How much money meant for public health disappeared into the pockets of businessmen with political ties? And how many times have political leaders looked the other way while friends and allies secured contracts? Cele has denied wrongdoing, insisting he did not know who owned the house where the meeting allegedly took place. Maumela, too, has tried to distance himself from ownership of the property and his level of involvement. But investigative journalists have provided evidence of his property dealings and connections to suspicious tenders. This is why the story refuses to go away. It is not based on speculation alone. It is rooted in documentation, contracts, and communications that raise serious concerns. At the same time, some allegations remain unproven in court, and everyone implicated has the right to defend themselves. But the pattern is troubling, and the timing of events makes it hard to dismiss. This saga matters because it touches on three vital issues. The first is corruption in public procurement. When tenders worth hundreds of millions are awarded to companies that allegedly use shell entities or do not deliver, the money stolen is not just numbers on paper. It is money that should have paid for medicine, hospital beds, and health services. The second is accountability in politics. If ministers or former ministers are meeting secretly with tender tycoons, the public deserves to know why and whether those meetings influence decisions. The third is public trust. South Africans are already wary of corruption scandals, and cases like this deepen cynicism about whether justice will ever be blind when the powerful are involved. Looking ahead, much depends on how the courts handle Matlala's bail hearings and eventual trial. Will the state succeed in proving its case, or will Matlala's defense dismantle the allegations one by one? Will Maumela face further questioning about his role in the Tembisa Hospital tenders and his links to Matlala? And will Bheki Cele be forced to explain more clearly what he was doing in that villa and why the meeting was kept so quiet? These are the questions South Africans are demanding answers to, and they will shape how this story unfolds. If investigators follow the evidence wherever it leads, this could become a landmark case in holding both businessmen and politicians accountable. But if the case stalls, it risks reinforcing the perception that the powerful remain untouchable. The future possibilities are wide open. If the courts convict, it could set a precedent for cleaner tender processes, stronger oversight, and reforms that prevent politically connected businessmen from exploiting the system. If not, it will send the opposite signal that with enough influence and the right allies, one can escape accountability. Either way, the outcome will ripple through governance, public confidence, and the fight against corruption in South Africa. Thank you for watching this deep dive into one of South Africa's most troubling and complex stories. What do you think about these revelations? Do you believe the courts will hold the accused accountable, or will this become another scandal swept under the rug? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated as this story develops further. Your voice matters in this conversation, and together we can keep demanding the accountability that South Africa so urgently needs.